Jerry Lee Center of Criminology at the University of Pennsylvania is honored to host the 14th World Congress of Criminology, the first Congress of the International Society of Criminology ever to be held in the United States.
The goal of this Congress was to raise the bar for the level of scientific sophistication being brought to the questions of crime and its prevention. The most advanced scientific work on crime in the world is being done in the United States, and to bring people to the United States for the first time for a World Congress in Criminology put an obligation on us to give them the best.
I'm going to talk in more general terms about connections between criminology and the study of terrorism.
I'm delighted to welcome you to the second of the 7 Campbell collaboration panels at this World Congress.
This morning we're focusing on prisons in transition. And I'm going to be trying to answer the question of why are so many people in prison here in the United States.
Drug courts got their start in 1989 in Dane County, Florida.
Just the rates, and they show you that typically in the Middle Ages, homicide rates were in the range of 30 to 50 per 100,000.
The reason is none of the studies to date really has made victim retention the centerpiece of the study.
In Germany, studies are showing the sexual offending, at least the official sexual offending, is going down a little bit.
The lunchroom was no longer a hot spot. So we then changed our direction. Okay, we got the lunchroom under control. Let's work on the hallways and the stairwells.
The interesting thing and the implication here, the great implication here for restorative justice, is that the only hope for this to happen is for us to begin in schools.
There's lots of people who like to say it's not rocket science. Crime prevention is not rocket science. Restorative justice is not rocket science. We think it's rocket science.
But, you know, I know that MASH is talking.
Basically, what we wanted to do was look at past cases of nation building to see what was done to rebuild the internal security system. So we did specific analyses on Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq.
What I'm interested in understanding is 2 things. One has to do with the experience of youth reentry from reform schools, which is something that we don't know a whole lot about at this point. The other is really not so much the effects of incarceration, as in like a program evaluation, but really the meaning of incarceration.
We have been interested at the Center for Arson Research for many years in looking at what motivates individuals to set fires.
Everybody, I think, was extremely grateful that so many came here to present their work and show how you can do criminological research, how you can get sound and robust results on which one can base crime policies.
The one figure you didn't mention, because they'll do that, is our homicide rate. And in the last 28 days, we're 43% up in the homicides.
For this CompStat period, we did have 16 shooting incidents. The shooting victims occurred primarily in N and K sector. Each had 4, and obviously up here and here. I had 2 and Q had 1.
What is it that we put out there on Market Street?
We have a high police presence, and we've increased the presence, especially with the Southwest Gun Violence Task Force out there.
So as a result of your shootings now, we've put up a priority corner at 58th and Christian?
That's correct, Commissioner.
The 2 high points of this Congress in terms of direct field experience were the visit of 150 criminologists to a prison with 50 life sentence inmates for an all-day discussion at Graterford Prison, and bringing several hundred people from the Philadelphia Police Department into the university to conduct their weekly sessions, analyzing crime trends and reviewing the strategies for coping with shootings, rapes, murders, etc., and asking whether those strategies are good enough or whether they need to be changed. All of this is data-driven and theory-driven criminology, but it's being applied in a field setting, and ultimately criminology needs to imitate medicine more than physics in terms of its success, because we will only receive the support and the investment of human capital needed to understand the problems of crime if people see it as useful. not just ornamental, not just interesting, but valuable in actually making a safer world.
Knowledge. That is what I and other decision makers responsible for preventing and fighting crime need. A group of interested persons met last year to discuss ways to support and encourage such knowledge. The discussions had a snowball effect, and there is now solid support for the idea of establishing an international prize for scientific achievements in the field of criminology. I can therefore inform you that, yes, we are establishing such a prize, the Stockholm Prize in Criminology. Thank you very much for listening.